So how do we ensure many youth actually develop this mindset? Because that's how I see life. Like you've seen me, the things we have done, right? Yeah. That's how we see life. That's how we've built our life. Discipline ourselves, saying no, building capacity before you can live certain life. Today, there are many people, I say this always, driving cars they don't qualify to drive. Yeah. But they just want to impress people. Yeah. But when they park the car, they can't even fill the tank. Yeah. In the evening, they are crying. Yeah. They are weeping. Yeah. But they cannot change that lifestyle because they want to appear to the world.
That's what I said earlier. Because there is status and state. There is status and state. Because your status is what you project to people to see, or what people, they themselves
perceive you to see
from afar. When they get closer, they get to see of the real state you are in.
So how do we ensure many youth actually develop this mindset? Because it has to be done.
There has to be intentional campaigns. Intentional. Maybe if the government can even set up certain agency that we can put that even in syllabus in school. That's why I say, you see, in Africa, our educational system is full of theory. But when we come out from the school and you go to the working field, you could realize that you are just holding a piece of paper and there's no experience.
That's true.
Is it the point?
That's true.
So if this thing, there's an intentional campaign on it, like, okay, we should stress the need for people to understand that if you want to become someone meaningful in society in the future, there has to be some level of sacrifice that you should make.
And everything worth celebrating is built over time.
Thank you. You can't wake up. That's why this popular phrase was coined, that Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't. You see the point? You can't. It's like a young man going out with a lady, and then you would want to impress the lady as the same way as an old bee would impress his girlfriend or his side chick. You can't. You'll be found wanting in the situation.
Whilst the big man is using his returns on investment to spread, you are using the capital of your life.
Big men, they leverage on interests and do things that if you tempt it to consume your capital and you still be owing. You see the point?
So that is the thing. The mindset of the youth must be developed to understand that, the social media, we can't avoid it. Because you open your Instagram, Charlie, somebody is doing something. You see a young boy pulling up in a car, and there are people who are walking around, Charlie, show us the way, There is no way anywhere. You have to sit down, build a skill, and be patient that you have to become somebody valuable in the marketplace over 10 years.
Yes.
And it's not just about certificates. But you got to be patient. And this is the message that we have to really drill down into the youth to come to the point that, hey, listen, yes, success is possible, but it must be done over time. Because, if you read the story in this part of the world, we don't have the story of a lot of our successful people, but you refer to Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, you can see, they are life.
They are track
record, and there are things there.
And you listen to their stories, you kind of resonate with them that these are practically
things that they did actually that you can do. Because Mark Zuckerberg, whilst colleagues were going and chill and doing everything, he and his colleagues, they have locked themselves in the room writing code. Bill Gates, the same thing.
Warren Buffett is still living at his
old house, and the guy is a billionaire.
That's why I said discipline becomes habit.
So he doesn't need to any flashy car.
Who are you impressing? That's the first point. Who are you impressing? Who? Nobody cares. As long as they are not benefiting, nobody cares. Yes, we have this, we have that. So what should we do? We should wake up in the morning and go to morning devotion because maybe you've been able to accomplish something big that we are not directly benefiting. This attitude is so Ghanaian. We don't care like that.
That is very true. But it's because of the pressure. We have something called peer pressure. So people also want to put up. But we need to, as you are saying, come to the point and let the youth understand that, hey, listen, enough is enough. Let's be realistic. Stop following the things you see on social media.
And parents ought to also take certain part of their responsibility as well. Because you see, the Bible said something. It said, train up a child
the way he should go, so that when he grows up, he doesn't depart.
That is it. You don't leave all the workload to the teachers because you've sent your child to the school.
No, but you know the problem is that you see, the thing is actually a generational issue.
Okay.
And it has to take some people with a transformed mind to change it. Who have been liberated to change it.
Okay.
How many parents have seen success?
Yeah.
Have smelled success?
Yes.
Have made money in their entire life?
Yes.
How many parents? 99.999
Yeah.
So there is no track record for them.
Yeah.
So there is nothing they can impact to their child that they can also take to go into the future really well.
Okay.
But we have to get to a point in time where some people must rise and say, this is my family tragedy,
Yeah.
but it has to be changed for me.
Yes.
But I'm not going to engage in anything illegal.
Yeah.
Anything unscrupulous, anything unfaithful.
Yeah.
I'm going to do legitimate,
Yes.
be patient, and build my life. Because if Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, you can see their life track record, the things they did. Yes, the environment we are living in could be also impeding.
Yeah.
But if you work hard and you do the right thing, have the right connections, be with the right people, over time, because that's where the secret is.
Yeah.
It won't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It will be over time.
Yes.
Maybe minimum of 10 years.
Yes, it
So
will
if
stretch.
people can develop that mindset,
Okay.
then it will work. So I don't really blame the parents that much. Yeah, we could sometimes, because sometimes, what is the average advice parents give to their daughters?
Yeah.
Go and marry a rich man.
Yeah.
Because you are from a poor home.
You don't have to suffer. But what they forget is when you marry a rich man, automatically you are not rich.
No, but in a way, you can bring that some of the thing on them.
You see, riches is a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the bad mindset
About money, 10 million will be given to you.
and
You
you have they even gave you all the inheritance, you still mismanage them and lose them at the end of the day. So sometimes it is about the psyche of the brain that majority of us will need. And you see, one thing I always also talk about is that the journey of success is very tough, and therefore when you decide to embark on it, you have to mute the background noise.
The journey of success
It's tough.
So if you decide to embark on it, you have to mute the background noise. What the heck does that mean?
I.e., social media. Don't be looking around. Who is ahead of? Don't be doing that, because you can't focus.
Right. Because you are going somewhere, then you are looking around. Hey, who has acquired this? Who is now buying this? Then now the money that is supposed to build you up, you'll be distracted to use that money to try to impress others.
That is it. Because mute the background noise.
That's
and focus and run on your own pace, because you can't. You see, one disadvantage in life is that successful people have connections. You can be in the same class with someone, and business is waiting for them to complete school for them to just enroll.
Yeah.
So you can't. If you have the connection, it's good. But if you don't, and you'll be focused on, hey, we competed together, this person is getting married, and then you can't focus on your own mission. And sometimes you need to put the phone down too.
And that's a difficult one, no?
Yeah, I know, but put it down.
So it's the whole thing is a mindset thing.
You see the point?
Because I'm on social media. We are on social media, but there is nothing that I see on social media that pressurizes me.
That is it.
To go and spend money on something I don't see value for.
You see the point?
So it's the mindset thing generally at the end of the day.
And then the next thing I would want to talk about is stop following blindly. Look, let's look at this illustration.
Okay.
Imagine a sand car, that heavy truck.
Yeah.
And maybe you are on the road, and this heavy truck is in front of you.
Okay.
And maybe you are using the Umetis, following this car. Can you see ahead of the car?
No.
Why?
Yeah, because it has blocked your view.
You see the point?
And it's bigger than you.
It's bigger than you, so you can't see. So sometimes it's good to have mentors and all that. But when you start following people blindly, this person has done this, I want to. You see, they are big. They are already big in the system. So when they are ahead of you and you are following them to do whatever they are doing, because they are seeing what is ahead of them.
And you don't know.
You don't know, because maybe they are seeing ahead. So maybe he has actually saved some money up, and the rest that he's using to pap. Or he has an inheritance. Because he is able to see in front, he knows what is ahead.
You are taking your last bet.
You see, you are following blindly. You'll be taking all the wrong moves.
Right.
And those that drive that heavy truck, they are very stubborn people. If you try to overtake them, they can crash.
They'll bully you. They can bully you. Yeah.
So sometimes we should, you see, that's why I say, run at your own pace. Majority of the time, it saves you some level of contentment, and the jealousy dies down eventually.
That's true. And then you don't go through stress because you are at peace.
That is it.
You do what you can do. Yeah, people may laugh at you, but it's okay. Once it gives you peace of mind.
You see, let me bring this in. You see, when Stephen was a disciple of Jesus Christ, and when Jesus Christ went into the crowd and there was this discussion, he said, "Before Abraham, I was."
Yeah.
And he nearly was stoned to death, and he escaped.
Yeah.
Stephen was not around, but he heard of the story. But do you know, interestingly, that Stephen also got stoned to death?
Yeah.
He heard of what Jesus Christ did, and he tried to copy same. But he was captured, because the success of your the person ahead of you is not automatically inherited by because you, the one following.
Okay. So it means you got to tread cautiously and understand that what is working for somebody may not work for you.
Thank you, may not. I like the word may not.
The favor on somebody may not be yours. The fact that somebody is pulling up in something does not mean you have to also pull up in that.
Maybe before Jesus Christ maybe before Jesus Christ escaped, maybe he counted a number of people at his right side and left, and
he counted his exit.
Thank you. And said, "Nah, let me pass here."
But he couldn't scout.
But you think that it's just by running away? No, they will capture you. They will capture you because they'll follow you, because you are running with your legs. They'll follow you up. You see the point?
Wow. So I mean, it's a really serious issue that we have to talk about. Let the youth understand that this life, you are on your journey.
Yes.
You are on your journey.
Each person has to have a specific plan for themselves. That's why I say you have to be intentional. The fact that somebody is using another means to make money or fortune does not necessarily mean that you could also use the same means, the same procedure to do it.
Yeah, we've seen that before a lot of time. There are people who are like, this is now the new product people are selling.
Yeah.
Let me go and buy and sell. Yeah. Or people are doing import and export. Yeah. Let me also start importing things. Then they will import the thing nobody is buying. Because you didn't do any research. So, I mean, because every time I sit on social media and I look at people talking, the youth, and the life people are living, it's like everybody wants to show the day.